Hello, this is Larry at larryricker.com, and in this video I'm going to go over how to locate and isolate a shorted circuit in an electrical circuit. Um, if you like this video, click on the like button below. You can subscribe to my channel and check out my apps in the Apple App Store. They include Project Organizer, Project Organizer Pro, Job Hunt, Job Hunt Pro, Opportunity Organizer, Opportunity Organizer Pro, Class Organizer, Class Organizer Pro. I'll include the links in the comments below. Okay, so my short is on my load side. I got 6 outlets to go through. Okay, so the situation is I have power's off. The GFCI works if I only have the line side connected and I get power and it doesn't trip. But when I hook up the load side, which is the other 6 outlets, it trips right away. So I'm going to reconnect the load side, and since I have 6 outlets, I'm going to do a binary search on this. Apply a little bit of computer programming techniques to this, isolating the problem. I'm going to disconnect the middle outlet, and then I'll know if the short circuit is in the first 3 outlets or the last 3 outlets, and then I can narrow it down and then work towards isolating the outlet that has the short circuit or the span of wire that has the short. I see these wires were stapled to the wall with metal staples. So if one of these staples hit one of the wires, then that could be my short. But I don't know which span of wire it is, and there's a lot of staples. So I just got to narrow this down and then try to figure out how to get the short circuit out of the circuit. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm going to pick the middle outlet. Got 3 outlets going this way, 3 outlets going that way. I'm going to take out this outlet and I'm going to disconnect the load side, which is the wire that goes out this way to the rest of the remaining 3 outlets. Disconnect that one and leave the line side connected, and then I'll try the trip breaker, and if it trips, then I know it's one of these 3 outlets that's shorting or spans of wire, and then if it doesn't short, then I know it's one of these 3 wires and outlets that's shorting. And maybe I could save myself some time here. In computer programming, this would be called a binary search. The binary search is one of the fastest searches available in that it splits the choices in half, and of course the list has to be ordered, but it knows if it's above this level or below this level, and then it can successfully keep splitting and by doing so, narrow the search down more quickly and get to the desired result. Okay, so my line side comes in this way and is connected here and is attached to the top. It's attached to the top. That's the line side. So the load side is here, and that is attached to the bottom. So I'll just connect the bottom two wires. I'm going to take these wires off and then straighten them out and cap them with wire nuts to make sure they're not shorting on anything for my test. And I got to get this other common wire off the back, bottom side. Oh, this wire's split. That could be the short. Okay. And that could be my problem. Camera in on that. Okay, so we've got a wire here, and when it flexes like this, it exposes bare wire here on my common wire. That could cause a short. Don't know if that's a short, but it's suspect. Turn back on the power. You can see my GFCI has a light on here. Light indicates that it's in fault condition. So I'm going to reset it. Okay, and it didn't pop. All right, that's good. Now I've eliminated 1, 2, 3 outlets as causing the fault. Now I'm going to take my light over to that outlet, that third one, and verify I'm getting electricity. That's good, and that is good. Okay. Now I am going to eliminate that wire that has the split in it, reconnect this, and then I'll pick the middle outlet right there with the remaining span and see if I'm good. First step, shut off the circuit breaker. I cut out the piece of common wire with the crack in it, and I turned the electricity back on. Now I'm going to give it another test. So we'll do the reset. Okay, it is still faulting. Okay, so now I'm going to, I've eliminated these 3 outlets. Now I'm going to go and split the remaining 3 outlets in half, pick the middle outlet, and eliminate the load side of that, and then see if it still faults. But first step, shut the circuit breaker off. 1, 2, 3 outlets remaining. I'm going to disconnect the load side of this one, and then I'll know if it's this outlet or that outlet, or it's still that outlet. I hit the circuit breaker, so I know it's off, but before you start touching wires, you should always check with a testing tool. Okay. This one is the load side. It goes on that side, and the line side is this one. Okay. Line side, load side. So I'm going to disconnect the load side, which is this one, which I have wired into the top. So I'm going to disconnect the top. Okay, we got electricity. We got electricity. So now there's one remaining outlet over here, and the short is between here and or that outlet. I guess what I'll do is reconnect this on the load side, test. If it shorts, then disconnect that on the line side and test. And then I'll know whether it's the outlet or it's the wire. Turn the electricity back on. I disconnected the line side of the final 7th outlet. And let's see if it's the wire or if it's the outlet. Okay. And I am shocked, both figuratively and literally. It's a problem with the outlet. Okay. So now I have to go to Lowe's and purchase a new outlet. Now that this is working properly, I can show you how to test it. You just press the test button and then the reset button. And now I just need to get a new outlet for that 7th and final outlet. I rewired that last outlet, and it's holding the charge just fine. I didn't replace the outlet, so I guess I'll plug it in and see if there's electricity on that outlet. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. It tripped when I pressed into the box. Okay, I got a new outlet from Lowe's. So first I'm gonna make sure the electricity's off. I shut it off with the circuit breaker, but you should always check. Okay, so we got no electricity. So now we can just touch it whatever we want. So, got a nice thick based outlet. These are referred to as spec, so specification grade. So they're better quality. They have a thicker back on them, and being as the freezer's going to be poked into this one, I feel good about having a good one on here. So it's just a matter of just paying a little bit more for it, the quality. So I'm going to hook. This will not a lot more either. My ground on. You can use Phillips or you can use flat. Flat will give you better grip, twisting it in tight. And we'll hook up silver and gold. So we're going to go with the gold on the black. and the white on the silver. Put a hook on your wires, clockwise. Pop your screw out, stick it on there. Black on gold. Now this outlet, the previous one gave me a problem. It shorted the whole circuit. Had to isolate it down, figure out this one was the problem. Now we're going to put on this new outlet and see if the problem is resolved. Okay, now we got the white. Goes on silver. So first straighten it out. And give it a hook. Flatten the hook. That hook's backwards, so we're gonna make it clockwise. And then hook the bottom silver on the other side. Okay, white on silver. Now wrap it with tape, and we're ready to test this. Turn on the electricity and give it a test. Okay, let's screw it in. That way I could just press an outlet in here and not have it dangling. Okay, so I wired in this new outlet from Lowe's, and I turned on the circuit and I reset the circuit and it keeps popping. So even though I isolated the problem to that outlet, wiring up that outlet did not fix the problem. So I'm going to shut off the electricity and I'm going to cut that wire up a little bit, take some slack out of it, and see if I can try resplicing it and see if that fixes the problem. Okay, this outlet's being quite the problem child. Got the power disconnected. Let me just verify that. I know I just shut it off at circuit breaker, but we'll just check. Make sure we have no power. No power. Okay, and let's take this out, disconnect it, splice out some wire, try to find a short, and wire it up again. See any cracks, don't see any splits, I don't see any crossed wires. I don't see why the problem would be here. This wire all looks good to me. I mean, I can cut some length off of it, try wiring it up again. That's what I said I would do, so let's do it. Black on gold, white on silver. Okay, we'll give it another test. See if we're popping. Okay, so I rewired it, and I got a light on here. I'm gonna test it, and now it's holding. Okay, so now I've got a light on here. I'm gonna unplug it from my extension cord. I'm gonna plug it into the outlet, and we got electricity. Okay, that outlet's working now. So I just had to cut out a little span of wire near the outlet in order to get the outlet working. So now I can just very carefully, oh! Okay. So when I put pressure on the wire, it crosses and pops the outlet, which means I've got a problem in here, in this little bit of wire right here, inside this. So I guess kinking it, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to shut the circuit breaker off. Gotta cut out some of this wire, try to find the short in this short span of wire here, and get rid of that. Okay, I got this cold again. So it didn't blow the circuit when I wired it up, but then when I pushed it back into the wall, then it shorted. So short should be right here. I don't see any shorts here. And now I'm going to cut through this wire here and see if there's a short there. But I'm kind of suspicious of this nail because it's really down hard on the jacket there. Don't see anything wrong with this wire. Don't see anything wrong with this wire. But this nail is really down tight. I'm going to pull that out. Okay, that nail really crimped that jacket there. Let's see if that caused the wire to break when it got crimped with that nail. Yeah, yep, there it is, right there. That is just hitting that staple too hard, crimped that wire, and exposed the bare wire right there. And then my short's coming from. So, I'm going to have to do something probably not so great here. And that is cut this piece out, tap in a wire with a short piece of wire, tap that into my box, and then wire this up. But that was definitely that staple being too tight. I've loosened it up enough so I could sort of eliminate this and put down a plastic staple on top of it and then fix that. It's quite the find. Okay, so I'm going to splice in another piece of wire here. I just happen to have laying around. and we'll splice in. I'm going to go get the original outlet because this wasn't a problem with the outlet. This was a problem with somebody stapling a wire. Probably 30 years ago. God knows who they were. You've seen me do this before. I'm going to do it again. Okay, I got the original outlet that I installed. It's labeled faulty outlet. I'm going to declare that a mistrial. We're going to install it again. See how that works out. Okay, so we're going to go same thing, silver and gold. Silver and gold. But this thing has to be installed this way. So it's gold and silver. So we got these wires on the wrong side. We'll put the black on the gold. Black on gold. And then we're going to pull up our common white. Got wrapped around here, around the axle a little bit. Okay, up, and I'm gonna put a hook on it.